Hi everyone, I'm Govri and this is Jessy.
I'm Jessy.
Okay, we'll start our presentation now. Okay.
All right. So good afternoon, everyone. Also, I'm Jessy. All right. We are from IT College East. Today we'll be presenting on an e-practical assessment tool to use to reduce errors in our nursing skills assessment. All right. So you can see this is my team members. All right. So together we did the project. Okay. So yeah, number 2 is me and number 1 is Govri, as you can see from that. All right. So under one IT system, actually we have 3 colleges governance model. So we have just a quick one. So we have IT College East, we have IT College Central, we have IT College West. So each campus is empowered to develop their holistic education through hands-on training, minds-on and hearts-on learning. So we are from the nursing department and we are from College East. And whereas our niche course is actually School of Applied Health Science, whereas College Central is our headquarters and their niche is School of Design and Aerospace, and College West is School of Hospitality. Now, just a little bit intro to what we do. So we are actually this NITEC Nursing. Our course is known as NITEC Nursing. It's 2 years full-time course. All right. So this course is actually accredited by Singapore Nursing Board, short form known as SNB. Whereas our students actually will be licensed by Singapore Nursing Board to actually be able to practice as an enrolled nurses in various hospitals in Singapore. Something unique about our curriculum is that ours is a practice-orientated curriculum where we emphasize about 50% on hands-on practice. So as educators, we know that assessment are a significant part of teaching process and allows evaluation of a student's learning. But however, we know as an education institution, having an error in assessment actually leads to a breach in assessment integrity. So in our course, our nursing students have to actually sit for a practical assessment, which is skills-based assessment, in order to achieve their competencies. So in our recent audit findings, unfortunately, out of these 480 scripts of assessment papers that we have audited, 40 scripts actually have computation errors. So to understand further on the errors, our team actually did a survey with 49 other lecturers to compile the possible reasons for the errors. So the common reasons mentioned were usually they spend a lot of time filling up the necessary components on the assessment script, as well as use on calculation, as well as also checking the marks several times, which is multiple times, more than 1 time and things like that. So some key terms along the way where I move on so that you can have a better understanding. So currently we are using actually paper and pen practical assessment. So in an assessment, practical assessment itself, we will involve a marker, a checker, as well as a class advisor. So it will start off with a marker. A marker will be the one who assesses the students, as well the first person in line to tabulate all the information on the assessment script. Subsequently, the assessment script will be passed on to the checker, who will check the tabulated information, rectifies any missing or incorrect information or any illegible information that is on the assessment script. After the checker have checked all the information on the script, if it's all is done already, she or he will pass to the class advisor, sometimes we known as the form teacher, who will then collect all the scripts, and also the class advisor will take time also to trace some of the missing scripts. And at the end of it, once she gets hold of all the scripts, she will have to key in the marks into the system itself. As you can see from the graph, we have both marker and checker down here. So it actually, you can see that both marker and checker actually requires about at least 4 to 6 minutes just to complete the tabulation of the marks, checking of the information on the assessment script before passing over to the class advisor. Whereas also from this graph, we can see that most of the checkers and the markers actually do attempt to calculate the assessment scripts at least 2 to 3 times, means they will have to go through the papers or just to recheck the marks or just to recheck again the information more than that. So again, this is actually time consuming, and sometimes it can be very rushing as the papers have to be returned to the class advisor at the end of the assessment, which is actually usually have to be on the same day itself. So is manual calculation of face test time saving? 97% of the respondents actually mentioned that doing manual calculation is actually time consuming. So along the way, we are wondering, is there any possible reasons except time consuming? So we actually we discussed about it. And then with permission from our management, we actually took out, you can see we have a messy paper sample. This is our actual marking script. So you can see we have a lot of cancellations, we have a lot of illegible writing and things like that. So we reviewed the assessment script. And then as you can see, we also found that handwriting is part of it, as I mentioned earlier on. Miscalculation also can be part of it as well. So this made our team actually wants to explore our current practice, which includes our pre, during, and post-assessment process. Right. So just a quick run. Our current situation practice, as I mentioned, is we will start off with, because we are doing paper and pen, so we have to of course do manual work in starting with printing and stapling, checking all the assessment script, and after that we have to actually distribute it to the teachers involved, and this will take easily about 8 hours manpower. So when you look at it, we have the markers as well as the checkers. We can see, well, the markers actually use about 40 hours just to do the go through the assessment. The checkers will take about 32 hours just to recheck the papers again. And all these tasks, as what we mentioned earlier on, is actually very, very time consuming and very, very taxing to the lecturers. Yeah. So therefore, in order to achieve zero error and to maintain standards and to cut down on manual man hours, our team, we've actually brainstormed, and then we decided to create an e-practical assessment tool and name it auto-formulated smart digital assessment tool. So what is the benefit of this e-practical assessment tool? Well, basically, as we can save a lot of time from the manual calculation by the marker and the checker. We can also eliminate illegible handwriting, therefore to reduce the errors. And also, well, there's the class advisor do not have to actually go and trace back all the hard copy assessment script. As mentioned, there's a lot of times saved from the printing, collating, distribution of the paper. It's also cost saving because we are not printing any more papers. We don't have to purchase additional printing items, materials. And then it's we don't use any special software, and it's low cost in implementation. Well, so our team actually created a tool, created a template, and we brainstormed with other lecturers. Well, and then we refined the done up tool. So next, I'll pass to my teammate Govri to continue with the presentation.
Hello everyone. Okay, let me continue with the presentation. Okay, Jessy actually mentioned that we did some refinement to our tool. So let's take a look at what we did. So we actually applied strict conditional formatting for the face test. So the end time shouldn't be after the start, earlier than the start time. So for example, if the start time is 9 o'clock, the end time should be after 9 o'clock and shouldn't be reflected as earlier. Okay, we also have strict conditional formatting for systematic saving of the e-practical assessment form, because we don't want the teachers to put in too many file names to confuse themselves. Then we also did strict conditional formatting to deduct marks according to the penalty score if the student has scored more than the time that is scheduled. Each face test is about 20 hours. If they have taken more than 20 hours, then there will be marks deducted automatically. And we have also added red color to emphasize critical components of the practical assessment. Okay, it's time to look at our creation. Let's have a look.
Hello everyone. Let's take a look into our project. If you can see, the whole template is filled up of yellow boxes. And these yellow boxes are the only boxes that you need to fill up. Whereas the rest of the cells are locked, you are unable to key in or do any amendments. So starting off with, we will key in the student's NRIC number. And if the number is correctly typed, you will get the student's particulars ready for you. Then the two types of tests. If the student is sitting for the test for the first time, it will be test. If the student is sitting for the test the second time, it will be retest. So when we actually key in the time to start, it has to be on 24 hours format. For today, we are going to start at 1700 hours. So let's scroll down. If you can see, there are many components and we still have yellow boxes to be filled up. When you key in into the box, the accurate grade, if the box turns into white, it is a non-critical skill. For critical skills, when you key in the grade, the box will actually turn into red, which will capture the assessor's attention. If you have keyed in the wrong grade that is not in the criteria and try to go to the next step, it will actually prompt to say that you have keyed in the wrong grade and it will make you go back to the box. So now, since you have caught your attention, you have to key in the correct grade. So let's scroll through. Okay. While we scroll through, you can see the total score, which is already being auto-calculated. Then you'll go to the time end. Just now we started at 17:00 and now we are actually finishing at 17:20, which is a difference of 20 minutes, which is also auto-calculated on top of the template. If you can see under the total duration. Okay, let's scroll down again. Since we have completed the face test, we will be keying in the teacher's name and the teacher's initial. So today's our teacher's name is Alvin and his initial will be EAE. We are ready to save the template. Oops, it says we have forgotten to enter. Okay, press the OK button and we will actually go back to the box that we have forgotten to put in the marks. Okay, so now that we have keyed in, let's scroll down. Okay, the marks has been auto-calculated. This is a face test of 20 minutes. The student has finished in 20 minutes. But what happens if the student has taken 10 more minutes, which will be ending at 17:30? So if you go back to the time end, and if you key in as 17:30, okay, it will also be auto-reflected as 30 minutes taken for the whole process under the total duration, and there is a deduction of 10%, which will actually show it in assessors, in the penalty score and in the assessors checklist. So there is a minus 10% from 80 something percent, the 10% has been deducted and the final score will be 79%. Okay, so now we are able to save the template, and when you click in as the button of the save button, it will actually go into a PDF format where no one can actually edit the template. Thank you.
Okay, so hope we have our e-practical assessment tool was impressive, but how would we maintain the accuracy of the system? Okay, all cells are locked except for cells that needs to be entered values. Okay, values that are not recognized will be highlighted immediately, unable to proceed to the next step. File is saved automatically as PDF format to avoid tampering of values. And also files are downloaded and accessed through ITE encrypted platform. Now let's take a look at our new process. First, our section head actually uploads the e-practical tool to the ITE encrypted platform. Next, the markers just have to download the form, the tool, assess the student, mark the script, and put it back into the platform. Then the class advisor will have to download the e-tools, okay, run through the e-tool, sign the checker column, and upload it back. And lastly, our section head will actually take the e-practical tools from the platform and saves it into the hard drive for exams and audit purposes. It's so much easier now that we have gone digital. Okay, we had some briefing sessions for our teachers because we need to train them how to use on our tools. Okay, so our team had about 4 to 5 sessions with lecturers to practice the e-practical tools. Why so many sessions? It's because we have tight timetable and some of us are in campus, some of us are in the hospitals with our students for their clinical attachment. So due to that, we have to have so many sessions. We also had to make sure that all our lecturers are well versed with the tool so that they can use the tool confidently. So at the end of these sessions, our team members checked every lecturer's tool on accuracy usage. We also had one-to-one sessions with lecturers who needed more time to understand our tool and to use it confidently. We then shared our tool during our department meeting before we implemented our tool for assessment. Okay, so the final version of the e-practical assessment was used during our practical assessment in October 2019, and our team members were on standby for any assistance needed. Okay, so we need to find out if our tool was useful. So what we did was a survey, and the survey showed our markers and checkers who initially took 4 to 6 minutes for earlier process took less than a minute with our new initiative. There wasn't even a need for markers and checkers to attempt to calculate the marks with the new initiative, and 100% of respondents actually said that our e-tool was time-saving. Time-saving, yes, but how about money? Let's take a look. Our curriculum consists of 5 modules per year. So in total, we managed to save $23,812.50, which is inclusive of material costing, manpower costing, storage, and disposal of documents costing. Of course, these costings are based on current costings. In future, where costings increases, we will be able to save more. Okay. Of course, as we mentioned in slide 15, these are the improvements in process that we have: cost saving, time saving, no misplacement of hard copy, and of course, we eliminate illegible handwriting. So sustainability, same team to maintain the tool, train module teachers. We are going to implement this to a more complex module, which is called BCLS, Basic Cardiac Life Support. Also work with part-time courses, and in future do it for industrial assessment. Okay, so in conclusion, we have met 0 error in practical assessment. Okay, there is cost and time saving, and of course, it is also aligned with our IT care values, which is integrity, teamwork, excellence, and care. So our learning point: technology don't have to be expensive, where we can explore something that is already there. And we actually tap on our staff capability, and we realize teamwork is very, very important. Steve Jobs once said, it's not a faith in technology, it's faith in people. With our faithful team members, I hope we have changed the process in our department. And looking at our background picture, we have also bridged the gap that we have. With this, we end our presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jessy and Govri.
Yes.
Is there any questions from the audience? I have one.
Okay.
Do you think this kind of template be transferable to other like practical assessment, not for the nursing discipline?
Yes, we are able to do this as long as there is a rubrics to follow. Yeah, so if we do have a rubrics to follow, and since the template is already there, we just have to do some conditioning and we are well to do. Yeah.
This is like all like VBA, or when you write like.
Sorry, come again?
Is it a VBA? Is it like some programming or?
Yeah, we actually use Excel.
No.
Yeah.
But then like the Excel is like you just type in the formula, or
yes.
have the VB, the Visual Basic.
Yes, correct.
Okay. Great. Okay. Thank you very much, Jessy and
Thank you. Thank you so much for listening to us. Thank you.